All right, so I'm also going to go hot on the audio as of right meow in three, two, and hot on the audio. So we are actually no. I'm going to go back a little bit. I'm not going hot on the audio yet. I need to take another sip of water. I need more water, man. Did you get it?
Did I get what?
I don't know. It sounded like you were getting something.
Oh, I'm trying to close my door all the way because my dog's gonna keep popping in. Like,
Well, we know how that goes. All right. Well, now we are officially live on the video, so now we're going to go live on the audio.
Okay.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen of the world, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we're going to state our case. Myself and brother Seth Scolaro.
Hey!
Hey! And you can hear...
Hoojins?
Hoojins? Yeah. You can hear Seth clearly this time, which is pretty cool.
What are you talking about? We're in the same room. Why wouldn't you?
See, that's what I mean. We're in the same room. Why wouldn't we? I mean, you just can't see him on the camera.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that whole video feed.
I mean, it's mostly me. Actually, I'm gonna go here and do a little. Look at that! I can do a little zoom in work on the camera here. That way, it's literally just me. So,
yeah, I guess I could pop you up on here. Well, I can watch. Oh, excuse me.
Oh yeah, that was the most clear burp I've ever heard over the waves. Over the waves.
Oh my! All right, so just so I could bring you up, see you live and what you're doing. Like I go, you're gonna love this. Just my YouTube homepage and all my recommended. We got a 4-minute video. Norm Macdonald Jewish jokes. Norm Macdonald fat jokes compilation.
Yes.
And we got Norm Macdonald gay jokes compilation. That one says rated R too. Norm Macdonald constant shitting on O.J. Simpson.
Oh, that's the best one. Have you watched that one?
I was watching like a whole audio of just all his weekend updates the other day.
Oh man!
And of course, they're all around that time. I didn't get to murder is now legal in California, but
God, that's so good.
There was a few gems on there.
Did you hear the one? Did you hear the frog walks into a bank and try to get a loan?
I don't know.
Where he's like, I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's Norm and it takes forever, but you need to watch that. Also, world, watch Norm Macdonald's The Frog Goes In for a Bank Loan. It'll change your life.
Must be as good as the moth to the psychiatrist.
I mean, this moth, right? He lives a good life.
Oh man, chop him or chop on.
Chop on. You like that?
Chop on, like it was M as in them, but with an O.
Nah, my neighbors brought me this back. They went to SunTrust for a Dodgers game and brought me this back. Kind people. I appreciate them for doing that.
The Braves win because the Sox they didn't fulfill two out of 2 for you tonight.
Yeah, Braves won, but man, did you hear that? Right at the beginning of the game, like first at bat, Acuna got drilled by a pitch, and I got the notification saying that benches cleared.
Yeah,
but I didn't see any. I didn't see that was the case after. Or I listened to it on the.
Yeah, the only benches I saw cleared today, and I think it was actually from yesterday, was who was it? The Giants and.
I watched that game. I watched the end of it. Shit, who
Giants
was that?
And who? I forget.
Yeah, I know. But either way, that was on the MLB Network game last night. But anyway.
Oh, okay.
Anywho, so
this show we're doing.
So this show we're doing, right? I didn't label this one as a sports talk because I sort of feel like the subject that we're going to talk about is not as much about sports as it is about the militarization.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't label this one as a sports talk, but it's definitely going to be very sportsy for a not sports talk.
Oh yeah, we got some sports to do.
Yeah,
But
100%.
of course, we're gonna, I guess, get a little heavier tonight with this one.
Absolutely. And so yeah, definitely in the intro, you guys will know, audio folks, you'll know what the deal is as far as what this one's going to entail. But for video people who are seeing all this in live time, uh, hold on to your what was seats of your britches.
Butts.
Yeah.
You talking about Samuel L. from Jurassic Park? Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts. Also Samuel
Mr.
L.
Arnold.
Also Samuel L. from Lego Movie.
Oh, I only saw it once. I don't recall his role in it.
It was good. He was the guy, the blind guy that was running everything. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So
Yeah, it was the Matrix.
So we did an entire episode last time, and brother Noah Byrne was here with us as well. And the entire point of the episode was so that we could talk about this article that Seth sent me, and we never touched it throughout the entire talk. We never brought it up.
I just kept waiting for it to come and
And you know,
you blue balled me, kid.
Sorry, man. You know, mas apologetica. However, we have all of the time in the world tonight to discuss said subject and to fill everyone else in. Seth sent me this article about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, maybe like 3 now.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, a few weeks ago.
I hope you have it pulled up because I don't remember all the details of it.
I don't have it pulled up, but I reread it beforehand, and I got familiarized myself with it. And also, if you see this point at all, I encourage you to stay tuned till the end, because after we get done with all of this serious shit, we're going to talk about sports and play a game that Seth came up with today, which is genius, by the way.
All right, I got the article pulled up.
All right, cool.
Anyway, you start.
Well, shit, how would one start this? So,
because you're the host.
I mean, yeah, okay. I'll go in first.
That's the best I got.
I'll go in first. Okay.
I'm a little buzzed up right now. I'll just start rambling like an idiot without you poking and prodding me.
That's fine. We encourage that. But first off, I will say that I don't intend anything that I say, and I'm sure Seth is on the same page, that we do not mean anything negative against America or the military or blah, 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 yada, 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 disclaimer. I think we're okay now. So,
but now the Irish on the other, don't get me started.
Yeah, but exactly. And we're not talking about Notre Dame.
Yeah. I'm looking at you, Patty.
So, and a lot of people don't notice it because it's been going on for so long, but there has been a slow militarization of sports that's been happening ever since 9/11. And who would have thought that after whoever, I think it was Sammy Sosa, that ran out to the outfield and with an American flag and ran all around the outfield and everything. And going all the way back to, I'm pretty sure, ironically enough, was the 1919 World Series, in which the national anthem was played at the beginning of the game. And it had...
was that the first one?
I'm pretty sure it was the 1919 World Series, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my goodness. So
right?
Yeah, it had to be scandalous from the start, I suppose.
Exactly. So...
this is America.
This is America, and this is where we are now. So that being said, ever since the 1919 World Series, sports have been becoming militarized. I don't know if I've been saying demilitarized, but I've been meaning militarized over the last however many years. So I'm going to roll it over to Seth for a second so he can drunkenly ramble about this article that he sent me because.
Oh, geez. Well, basically, what it says is that it's from the point of view. It was written by a veteran. Let's see,
Yes.
what is his name? Howard.
Francona.
Well, yeah. Nick Francona is one of. Okay, no, it wasn't written by one, but Bill Astor, retired Air Force colonel. And he's the focus of this article. But he starts off talking about how basically now how we have the flyovers and, the God Bless America and the seventh inning. And yes, like you said, it all goes back to 9/11 where they hit us where it hurt. And so it's like since then, I think it comes across as just kind of overcompensating and just being like, we love ourselves more than ever because we were hurt.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it's like the way I've looked at it always, and considering that nothing too extreme has happened since then, it's like they got us with a good one once. And then it was kind of like, we had to remind everybody like, yeah, you can't do that to us.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We're just going to go over here. And, everybody knew that was going to happen immediately after. And, I guess I think the Senate was, 98-2 on that vote, at least as far as going to Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Probably pretty close to that for Iraq, too.
Something had to be done.
But, and just, you had to go over there and just remind. And of course, it did displace a lot. I mean, you can't, of course, as we go back, the war on terror, as they called it, which.
Yes, will never be over.
It's very hard to fight an ideal as an army.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And so of course, like years later, we got other forms of it, and there always has been forms of it. But now, it's like ISIS, for example, but they're never going to come anywhere close to hitting us as hard as whatever forces, the ones they call Al Qaeda that did it, even though I understand now it's just like kind of a loosely conjoined group of several groups that were just, Bin Laden was just he was the money man. He was the rich kid you kept around to fund everything, who was really into what you were doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, that being said, I'm getting off my original point.
You're fine.
I just don't think we have to be reminded anymore.
Yeah,
and they're go on.
Is this not cheapening the whole military in a way?
Yes. Yes, and as this article states, that like there are quite a few veterans out there who do find it cheapening, and how Nick Francona, Terry Francona's son,
yes,
who was a member of the military special forces, I believe, or maybe a Marine.
Yeah, I think he was a Marine.
He talked about how he worked for the Mets
Scout Sniper
Veteran Affairs type of administration, and how basically they would bring Gold Star families out and whatnot, and have a day for them and the likes. But at the end of the day, it was still just numbers.
Yeah,
and that's like what disgusted him about it. And he tried to go a different route, and they fired him.
Yeah. No, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just gonna say. So basically, like, and of course, well, we'll get into this later. Talking as far as the NFL goes and the practice of the. Pledge of Allegiance, or not the Pledge of Allegiance, Star Spangled Banner, yada, yada, yada. I'm sure we'll touch up on that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sorry, need a swig of bud.
No, but it's like this whole situation with the in this article saying that they fired this guy because he's literally trying to smooth over their veteran affairs. And it's like they want nothing to do with this.
He's actually giving them a point of view from somebody who went through it.
Yeah.
And you get the axe. And he's like, because it's almost cartoonish. A word that has come up a lot in the past few years, jingoism, which even, which is extreme nationalism and in a cartoonish way. And it is so because even the word is cartoonish, but that's just how it's getting. And, there's two sides of this argument because one, you almost want to say like, well, keep my politics out of sports. But in the same token, how people have reacted to NFL players kneeling during the anthem, it's like, oh, but maybe for this one, politics do need to be in sports.
That's where the difference is.
It's like the whole punk rock discussion all over again. It's like, should it be apolitical? Or is that just being selfish? But at the same time, it's like, I guess what my whole point is going back to that fateful day in 2001 is, yes, a lot of people lost their lives. A lot of lives will never change. Some people will never be the same. But as a tribute to their memory, we don't need to be constantly reminded of the country they died for.
Yes.
It's like, we know, like, it's like to say that somebody disagrees, hates America. It's like, no.
That's ignorant.
Like, I guarantee
that's an ignorant argument.
What?
That's just an ignorant argument that anybody, who.
Yeah, like, I guarantee you, anyone who bitches about, policies of the country, like, they're the last people who would ever want to go to another country.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, we have, like, things aren't fair, and there's a lot of things we could discuss about, like, what's wrong with this country, but nobody wants to fucking leave it, simply for the fact that we have, like, 18 different climates.
Yes, and not only that, you hear all the people who, and not to bring politics into this at all, but the folks who said they would leave.
I think we kind of have to.
If the folks who would say they would leave the country if Trump got elected, who are still here, they will want to stay in this country with Trump rather than leave and go elsewhere, because we got it better here than everywhere else in the world, pretty much.
In some fashions.
Yeah, you're right. In some fashions, but
I mean, come on. Like, that's another thing. Like,
how everybody thinks that this is the greatest place in the world. Go ahead, now say it, because I know what you're about to say. Go ahead.
I just don't know if I want to stray too far off. But for example, if like you're so offended by the idea of like a free hospital bed,
yeah, right.
But I don't know what country you belong in.
Yeah, the world, America. That's where we are. But all right,
man. Should have bought a new lighter.
I was looking through this article before we started talking, and one of the lines that jumped out at me from the article was, "It almost feels like you went to a military parade and a baseball game broke out." And that's basically what it is, right? I mean, you get there, you got the national anthem, and I love the national anthem. I'm gonna stand for the national anthem. I don't care what anybody else wants to do. But I mean, I like the national anthem. I enjoy it. But the reason I like that is because I love baseball history and the whole part of how baseball was the first sport that adopted the national anthem at the beginning of the game. Like that belonged to baseball.
Pastime?
The national pastime.
Just the fact that baseball is very significantly American. Well,
yes.
I mean, most major sports that we're familiar with are, except of course, soccer, cricket, and highlight, and the likes. I mean, I'm talking. I guess the ones we focus on here. We got
Yeah, I mean, the
Canada
only game technically more American is lacrosse, technically. But that's the only one that's technically more American. But it's still not. I'm sorry. Baseball's more American than lacrosse.
Yeah. Well, they don't call it the World Series of lacrosse.
Yeah, exactly. But
and you know what they call lacrosse in France?
What is that?
La lacrosse.
La lacrosse because it's American?
No. No, just
I get it. You got me.
It was just a dumb French joke.
I got it. Okay, good. So I was also reading about this thing that John McCain apparently was behind, called the Tackling Paid Patriotism Act.
Oh, I see the flyer right now.
Okay.
6.8 million of taxpayer-funded contract containing salutes, color guards, anthems, and more.
Yeah, that's the part that I didn't understand, and the part that blew me away, and the reason why I wanted to make this a regular episode, not a sports episode, is to explain to people who are not into sports that when you see all of these great things on the field and you think, oh, well, this is good because our military could use the money. If these sports teams are funding these military jets to come and fly on this thing, then that's great. Our government needs money, but that is not the way that it goes. And I didn't realize that. But the government, our tax dollars go to pay for all of these flyovers. And I'm sure, Seth, you're looking at the article. I got the New York Army National Guard paid the Buffalo Bills $250,000 to conduct re-enlistment ceremonies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes. I mean, of course, it's a big recruiting tool.
Oh,
you got to figure right now, too, like the kids who are joining the military, they didn't have like a passion about it like a lot of people who say our age who joined because of 9/11.
Yeah, who saw it happen.
Which, hell, I'm sure both of us can agree. I'm not sure how old you were at the time because I was barely 18.
Yeah, I was a freshman.
Like, for the weeks after that, I was like, man, should I?
Should
I? And then I was just like, nah, somebody will do it.
No,
I mean, which is a very American point of view, I must say.
Yeah, I got very far into that, man. I was not only that, but I just like 9/11 had just happened. We Were Soldiers had just come out.
Oh God, that's a brutal movie,
right? I mean, and when you watch that movie, I challenge you to watch We Were Soldiers and get to the end and not want to like take up arms and fight this monster that we all have to deal with. And
no, it was the opposite. What any thoughts I might have ever had, I think We Were Soldiers solidified. Like, nope, don't want that.
Well, I don't know. I guess it was Mel Gibson's speech in that movie.
I will be the first man on the battlefield. Yep. I will be the last man off the battlefield.
No man left behind. And
wait, that wrong. I'll be the first man on the battlefield. I'll be the last man on the battlefield, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll be the first, and I'll be. Yeah, everybody forgets he's Australian.
The part though where the guy like. He's like, all right, I'm going to help you after the guy's been hit by napalm. And he grabs his legs and he pulls the skin on his shins down like socks.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. And it was like, holy shit. I was like, all right, this movie's affected me.
Audio, folks, I wish you could see the faces we both just made, I'm sure. Oh, man.
Wait, how are you watching me?
Oh, shit. Sorry.
I had to turn off your YouTube feed because it's not on sync with what we're talking about. So it's like, I don't know what you're reacting to. So I keep thinking you're mad at me or you're excited by something.
No, listen, I won't be mad. But no, continue.
Oh, go on. I was just going to say another quick story in this though. But I mean, like, you can have, there are two sides to every story. Cause for example, in, the story of 76, Rick Monday, the baseball player, who
ripped the flag out of the guy's hand.
Yeah, burning the flag in the outfield, and he ran out at Dodger Field.
Yeah, I remember that story.
Well, he was an ex-Marine too. Just grabbed it, put it out, and like he was that week's I was trying to think of a pop culture icon who was famous for like a week, then went away. He was that week's Jean-Benet Ramsey.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
that
Oh. It's still too soon, I think. He was that week's Chumbawamba.
Nah, Chumbawamba lasted a little. Dude, I'll still rock out to fucking.
Okay, well, he was that week's Macarena.
All right. He was that week's Macarena spent like years.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep fishing for this.
He was that week's Gary Condit. Speaking of 9/11.
Gary Condit, who? Okay.
Exactly.
So I guess you win. I guess you win.
All right. So if you recall, back in the early part of this century, Gary Condit, he was a senator or a congressman. I can't remember which. I think he was a senator. Maybe he was just a rep. But he was the one who he was having an affair with a woman named Chandra Levy. And
I kind of remember that.
And she disappeared or was drowned or died or was murdered. And, everybody was kind of like, well, it's got to be him, right? And then, like, right as the investigation was starting or was about to start, 9/11 happened, and then,
So he
was just like, "All right, well, you guys figure this out. I'll see you later."
Yeah, so I'm gonna just be over here, nothing to see.
Yeah. Oh, and let me do some fact check.
Well, yeah, you do that, and
second thing that pops up on Google is, where is Gary Condit now?
It's like, so you don't have the Facebook, so you don't get to see those "where are they now" things that everybody's posting all over the place. Which I don't see those so much on Twitter, and I don't even know how much you use the Twitter.
But I haven't used Twitter in like over a month. Like I grew sick of it. Just tired of hearing everyone.
Dude, and it's a good thing that you don't have Facebook. Then, have you ever had Facebook?
No.
That's really, really fucking awesome in this day and age. I don't think I know maybe 5 people that don't have Facebook, and they all work at Mushroom.
I mean,
But that's so cool. We've definitely brought that up before.
I don't need the added emotions that apparently that gives you.
Yeah, well, it does do that.
Not you specifically. I just mean like people in general.
Oh yeah. So you got any more information on Condit?
Let's see. He was not named as an official suspect of the disappearance, but his family thought that he was withholding information.
Huh, the plot thickens.
Oh, okay. Her remains were not found till 2002.
Holy shit.
All right, so no, he was never formally charged with anything.
So this is obviously over a year.
A bunch of. It's just like all this speculation with no proof, but basically everybody knows he did it.
And then the biggest story of all time breaks.
Kind of like Jean-Benet Ramsey, which I don't know what happened that week. Was that the first World Trade Center bombing?
Yeah, it's something like that happened or maybe the Oklahoma City. Or the Atlanta bombing? Was it the Atlanta bombing?
Actually, holy shit. All right. 96.
The Atlanta bombing.
No, it was Christmas of 96. So, no, that would have been a few months later.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Or a few months earlier.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I got nothing that happened in early January 97 or New Year's Eve 96.
Huh. So I think that the John Bonet thing, it came out that her dad did that, if I'm not mistaken.
Did it? Oh, yeah. Well.
But then again, I could have just made that up. But I want to say that I actually want to say that I read that on like a magazine cover at Walmart that was not a National Enquirer recently. Like I saw her on the cover like a Us Weekly or some bullshit like that. One of those random...
I mean, at this point, what magazine can you trust?
Yeah, that's true. Who can you trust anywhere anymore? Who can you trust? There's nobody to trust anywhere. No, yeah, especially...
I don't even trust you.
I don't trust me neither, man. I don't fucking blame you. especially when you got the Georgia National Guard paying the Atlanta Falcons $114,000 to sing the national anthem. These are your tax dollars at work, people.
Yes, because your tax dollars need to pay more soldiers because at this point, who knows who we're going after next?
That's the thing too, is that how many countries are we gonna invade? And I had a conversation with my dad, and I thought about this on the way home because I needed to get gas. And I told my dad, you need to go to Murphy Express, Murphy USA, because Murphy USA uses American fuel. And he's like, man, don't you know we need to use all the other oil that way that we don't run out of our own? And I'm like, but dude, you don't want to be the last country in the world that has oil.
Well, that, and I mean, it's not like, at the same time, though, we ain't Venezuela.
Yeah.
Like,
we don't have those
just
dollars.
Where our country or what oil is in our country doesn't really affect like the oil situation in the big picture.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Like BP is, British Petroleum.
Indeed.
I don't know why I said it like fucking Andrew Dice Clay.
BP.
But yeah, self-serving. Like it doesn't have a nationality.
Yeah, but I just don't understand the narrative that like my dad literally thinks that if we, and he's probably going to listen to this. Yeah, he thinks that if we use all of our oil that we have in this country, that we're gonna I guess he's under the impression that oil is gonna be lasting for a while because it seems like it's on its way out and has been for years, along with coal and all the other bullshit things that we just don't need anymore.
Yeah, we probably could have figured it out a long time ago. Probably haven't needed half that shit for 100 years, but
exactly. And Tesla's got his cars down to like 30 something grand.
There's no way to make money off that.
Nope, there's not. But I was just blown away at how much money the military is using to put into these like sports teams and such. And not only that, these people a lot of these athletes are holding out for more money and shit. So like, do you realize how much money this corporation, and by corporation like sports, like the big three, is
the entity of the team?
Yes. Like, there is so much money in that we are paying for that we did not even realize. You said how many million, like 4 point something million dollars a year that the government pays into it, like the NFL or just for whatever flyovers.
You said that. Hold on.
I know you said some number in the beginning. I can't remember what it was. But
All right. Wait, did you read this part? In 2012, the New York Army National Guard paid the Buffalo Bills $250,000 to conduct on-field re-enlistment ceremonies.
Yep. And
read that part.
Yeah, I did. And then Georgia, and then NASCAR too. So it's not just the big three. Oh, here's one. And Richard Petty's my cousin, by the way.
Say what?
Yeah. The Air Force paid NASCAR $1.5 million for veterans to shake hands with Richard Petty.
Yeah, well, yeah, they know they're going to get the biggest return out of that one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They really will because, and nothing against NASCAR fans or the military.
Of course.
I feel like I have to say this. I feel like I have to say this like repeatedly, but nothing against you guys, but the ones that this recruitment tactic is going to work on are more than likely going to be your NASCAR fans, probably a lot of your NFL fans. I'm sure a shitload of baseball fans, but I'm not sure. But
baseball, especially.
You think so? More so than like football and NASCAR?
Well, yeah, no, it's that's an actual statistic.
Okay,
as far as the big four, you'd say baseball is the most conservative-minded as far as fans go.
I wouldn't think
like
that.
I read this stat a few years ago where it's like baseball is more conservative, the NBA is more liberal, and then the NFL is the moderate. Well, of course.
I don't know that that's the case lately.
Was before
Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick. But this whole argument about the kneeling and the kneeling for the anthem, and then most people are saying the argument against that, rather, that okay, keep my politics out of sports, like you were saying earlier. But how do we keep politics out of sports when everywhere we look in sports there are just Hail Americas and all of the flags here and there? Like we've done this,
and
we've
plus
put the politics
now
there.
Without saying too much, but I think you know what I'm hinting at is that it's past the point of no return.
Yes,
like they were challenged
In what way?
Do I have to say it?
Just in
Fire
case.
them. Get them off the field.
Yeah,
Sons of bitches.
It's if you don't play by our rules, then you're not gonna play.
Yeah, putting it like that. And well, all right. First of all, let's go back to that because at the start of it,
Yeah.
Here's my. If I had a concern with it, like we quickly forget that like our country was started as basically a giant protest.
Indeed.
And it all depends on how it started though, because I guess what I would say about it is I don't think Kaepernick was the best flagship for it. You know
Not
what I
at
mean?
all.
Like at this point, it almost seems like perhaps it was a publicity stunt on his part, because if you look at his prior season, like he was injured, he didn't play as much as he would have liked to. He had gained a reputation for being bratty in the locker room. He was distant, yada yada yada. He was kind of already on the downswing, and it just sometimes I wonder like if he was just sitting just because he was just pissed off about his career, and then his agent maybe talked to somebody who talked to somebody and was like, all right, here's what you need to do, and then what is his name? The
agent,
Army Ranger who he spoke with.
Oh yeah. Who said it was his idea basically to kneel?
Yes, he was the one who told him.
I can't remember the name, but I know who you're talking about.
Hold on. I mean,
I would look
Nate
that
Boyer.
up.
Nate Boyer.
Yep.
He was the guy. He joined the Army right out of high school, and then made special forces, and did some time with the Rangers, and I think Iraq and Afghanistan, and then came back as a long snapper for the Seahawks in 15 after cutting out and then doing 4 years of college, which I forget where he played, but that's what led to him getting into the NFL. Well, he was a walk-on at that college, because at that point he was like 28 when his freshman year.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just saying, like, it's for a good cause. It's just to raise awareness, and you shouldn't be offended at something that's so trivial. It's just at the end of the day,
it's trying to better our country. At that, like we're trying to better ourselves as a country, and people are protesting.
Let me ask you this,
Kelsey.
Protest. I don't mean to.
Nah, by all means.
And because I don't know the answer to this question either, but can you tell me what is the first line of the second verse of the Star Spangled Banner?
Whose broad stripes and bright stars? Or you mean like after the? I know all the words, but
oh man! All right. Well, all right. Well, if you, well, damn it! You should have just acted like you didn't know.
I'm sorry, but I get the point you're making. Most of these people bitching about this don't even know the fucking words.
Well, they're just saying they think that's just the song. They don't know that it's a 4-verse song, but yet you feel so passionate about it. But at the end of the day, it's just a song that has nothing to do with the American Revolution. It was just the War of 1812, which was just kind of this war of retaliation by the English, being like, "Hey, we're kind of pissed off that you're a country, but we're gonna burn the White House.
It's ours now.
But you can win. We'll go back. We're done here.
Yeah, nothing to see here.
India.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, we have India. We have Australia.
It's like you're fighting over a storage unit. You're fighting over a storage unit the whole time, and you get it open, and you realize it's just like sweatpants, and you're like, I'm good.
Oh, and forgetting just like, oh yeah, we have Canada, which is just like our country except bigger and colder. We love it.
They do have that. There he is. But anyway, before we get too far out of that situation, I see what you mean. Yeah, there are several of the verses to the Star Spangled Banner. Not a lot of people know that, but
Yeah, that's just the point I'm trying to make. Is yeah, to act so passionately about something you're ignorant about. And of course, I'm making a giant generalization right here, but I'm just assuming that
you're not too far off. I don't think.
75% of the United States population doesn't know there's multiple verses in the Star Spangled Banner.
I would say
But
that's
yeah, we'll
accurate.
defend it to no end.
I would say that's accurate, and that's
Just
the whole
saying,
thing
like,
about the whole.
like being a dickhead and like doing something as disrespectful as not standing during the national anthem on national TV. Like that's just it's so fucking American.
Yeah,
like
it's
the
trivial.
people who claim to be the most American hate it, and it's like no, like being a selfish asshole. Which in this case, you're not even being a selfish asshole. You're telling the other people not to be selfish assholes.
Exactly.
People get so fired up and mad about it. It's just like, why don't you just get past the first part and think like, hey, what are they actually trying to say? And then think back to when was the last time you were polite to a cop who pulled you over?
Yeah, and people are astronomically pissed, like pissed off about this whole kneeling situation. Or I said that wrong. People are astronomically different, like pissed off about this protest than they are about why they're protesting. Like the situation, if half of the people who were so pissed off at this protest would take 3 minutes and read some statistics of whatever Colin Kaepernick or whoever else in the league who were kneeling were trying to bring light to, this whole situation would have ended a world different.
Yeah, but how many articles about the specifics of, whatever particular case they were representing, if it was even that specific in some point.
Yes,
I'm sure
exactly.
a few of them did, though. But, but you never saw any stories about that. It was just, why are they doing this?
Yeah, don't look over here. Don't look at this. We're nothing to see here. It's just bullshit.
We're going to write this article from the perspective that we support them, but we're not going to actually talk about what they support, just whatever other people think of their support.
Yeah, and it's nobody is winning here.
Yeah,
nobody is winning, and we're
can't fight the machine, I guess.
No, you can't, and we're losing in a big way on this situation. But I was just amazed at the amount of at the amount of money that we're giving and we're putting into sports as a government, as a country. Like I didn't realize, and you think about they've almost turned politics into sports, where politics are almost
they did it first.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, and it's like everything is a sport now. It's almost like I don't care who, like I'm a Braves fan, but you don't know anything about Dale Murphy or Smoltz Glavin Maddox. Okay, I get it. So you're a Republican or you're a Democrat or you're a Libertarian or Independent or whatever you want to be, because who said so, or because you inherited this from your parents. Like, have you not looked into what these people that you support are in favor of? And like, it's just making this Jets and Sharks, and this is life and real life and things that people actually have to deal with in the world that they are blindly supporting for God knows what reason. And they are
I'll tell you what the reason is. It's because despite like our individualistic nature, or so we convince ourselves of, everybody wants to be part of a subculture or a little sect or a little, or maybe even a bigger thing just for one, which like you just listed all these like parties and whatnot. It's like, yeah, if you want to say you're one of those, good for you. But like, that's still an idea that was just put forth by like another guy or several people.
Exactly.
And it's like, it doesn't make it, it doesn't make it the law of the land, which hell, the law of the land. Who even knows what that is?
Yeah.
We'll never figure it out.
And then the genius of it is that it can always be changed. That's the thing that not a lot of people understand as well, is that the Constitution left itself a door so that it can always be changed. It can be amended, and
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
times will change.
Yeah, we haven't done one. I think the last one we did was in the early '90s, and it was something about congressional pay. Whoop-de shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
And now,
I mean, really, if you wanted to, you could crank those out. You could crank one out like every year, for the better. But fuck that.
yeah,
Let's make sure we always have a one over or under on the Supreme Court.
and that's all they care about. And it's almost like bragging rights these days. It's almost like, okay, so we won the election, so we don't have to do any of that shit that we were going to say, that we said we were going to do, because we won. And that's basically all we wanted, is bragging rights.
Yeah.
And
I mean, what else is there?
yeah, exactly.
How much power do you think a president has?
The president is a puppet. And I'm quoting a lot of With Honors. Have you ever seen that movie, With Honors?
With Fraser and
Joe Pesci and Patrick Dempsey and
Dempsey. Who was the female lead?
Moira.
Oh goodness.
Moira Kelly.
R. Kelly?
Moira. Moira. Moira Kelly.
Oh, Moira Kelly. What else is she in?
I don't know all the '90s shit though. She stopped shortly after that.
Oh, she's Nala in The Lion King. How do you like that?
She was who? Oh, Nala in The Lion King.
Nala in The Lion King.
Nice. But in that movie, Simon, who is played by Joe Pesci, was a homeless guy that Brendan Fraser kind of befriended and brought around their whole crew of people. And I think Chris Klein might have been the other guy.
Okay.
It doesn't matter though. But anyway, this was all taking place at Harvard, and Brendan Fraser brought Joe Pesci, the homeless guy, into a class at Harvard, and he was asking him, what is the genius of the Constitution? And Joe Pesci piped up and said something, so the professor's trying to embarrass him or whatever.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit.
Yeah, practically. And he's like trying.
My cousin Vinny.
Yeah, my cousin Vinny.
All right, go on. Sorry.
I'm missing references.
All right.
But anyway, right. Yeah. So like the professor's trying to embarrass this homeless guy, and this homeless guy basically embarrasses the professor in a way. He's like, the genius of the Constitution is what he was talking about, and that was that it can always be changed, that our forefathers were hard men who wanted things a certain way, but they knew they didn't know everything. So they knew they would make mistakes, and they left room for those mistakes to be corrected. And that's the beauty of America. And he's talking about the president. He's like, the president isn't an elected king or whatever. The president is a puppet. The president is a face. That's practically all the president is, if you ask me. The president's a face. He can't do anything without Congress, and Congress has made sure of that.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can't do anything without them. And that's the president doesn't matter. It's a bragging rights competition. It's Jets, Sharks. Yeah. It's Yankees, Red Sox. That's all it is. So we certainly, if we've ruffled any feathers here, you're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's how. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well.
So, do you?
I lost audio. Am I back?
Oh yeah, you're back. I got you.
All right. Forgive me.
No, you're fine.
I stepped on my cord.
No, you're fine. I actually never lost you, so I guess it just started picking up from your phone or whatever vessel you were using. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, any final thoughts on the militarization of?
Well, real quick before I get back into that, which I will in a second, but you brought up With Honors, which did you ever notice that was a big theme in the '90s as far as like coming of age movies were often about like some prep school kid who like, in a weekend learned about the outside world and like grew as a person while dealing with like this evil villain of like a prep school, like the richest father's son, who was just like, well, now that I've twisted you into this web of lies and deceit, you will take the blame, or we will both be silent. And,
it's very Green Street Hooligans as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess that could be like one of the last ones of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like that. Also, you ever seen Son of a Woman?
I never saw Son of a Woman, but I didn't just because of all the jokes, the Pacino jokes about it.
Well, in that, Chris O'Donnell's character is like held into some bullshit blackmail by none other than Philip Seymour Hoffman, who is like,
the slimiest
the
guy
richest
in every movie.
son. He what?
He's Philip Seymour Hoffman, and it's not every movie, but he just plays that slimy dude in a lot of movies, like Boogie Nights. He was that in Hannibal, a Red Dragon. But anyway, back to your betterment in a matter of weekend. Or
Betterment in a matter of weekends?
Betterment in a matter of a few days that the 90s movies stuck to. Scent of a Woman, Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah.
I cut you off. I'm sorry. I was just putting you back on.
Oh, no. I think I cut you off to have that discussion. So you go back to what you were saying.
Well, yeah. All I was going to say is was there anything else before we move on from the militarization of sports?
Is this I guess
politics rather?
All you can do is do your best to put forth a cause, which if you're a very public face, such as an NFL player, which is, first of all, it's never going to happen in baseball because, they know better.
Oh, yeah, they do. They know their clientele.
They know baseball. We could have a whole episode about how baseball can be disgusting, but it's so fucking great.
It's just so good. It's so great.
Yeah.
The thing is that in baseball, too, is we are in a really, really rare spot that we play baseball under the same rules that they did 150 years ago.
Well,
roughly.
I mean, there's not much to change.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that has changed. And
the best they can do is you can listen to these headphones and don't take so long to warm up your pitch.
Yeah, exactly. That's all that they've said over the last few years or few decades. Nothing has really changed.
Before even they had replay consideration. Why I can't think of all right, the DH maybe, but before that, then everything else though is pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I think that there's something admirable about that because
then that's why it's seen as the national pastime. It's traditional.
It marks the times.
It plays by the rules.
It does. It really does play by the rules.
That's why their fights aren't as good as hockey fights.
But see, hockey fights you see a dozen in a hockey match, right?
Yeah.
You see what maybe a dozen benches clearing brawls a season, if that, maybe 3 or 4.
And just the whole the bench clearing. I mean, it's kind of cliched at this point because it's it's never the fucking Warriors out there.
Everybody's
it's
scared, and the other one's
last scene of Dark Knight Rises where it's just cops on Banians. You know what I mean? It's just everybody just holding each other back.
Yeah, it's one's scared and the other one's glad.
Yeah, it's they get the two that are concerned, and then maybe 1/3 guy will throw a punch at either one of the two involved, or a fourth guy who he's just well, here's an excuse to be fuck you, you did my girlfriend.
Yeah, and outside of Pedro, of course.
Well, no,
he'll fuck him up.
Well, Pedro, I mean, come on, Zimmer was running at him.
That's still probably the funniest thing that's ever happened in sports.
It's fucking awesome. I mean, what else am I supposed to do?
You old man, what do you expect me to do?
You got this 75-year-old man running at you full speed who wants to engage you, but you're hey, I just threw a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. I have a rookie of the year on. I have strange tendons that'll spring into and smash your bald head into pieces. And he just used them the best he could. He's like, well, I'm good with my hands.
I'm just gonna roll you over.
Put him down like this. And he's like, oh yeah, he's really old. He just fell apart.
I'm just gonna roll you over.
Anyway, fuck that game. Why are you bringing it up?
Yeah, sorry.
Yankees lost that series.
Sorry.
Wait, no.
You said that backwards.
No, I mean, yeah. The Marlins beat them.
Oh yeah. Either way,
because outfielder Steve Bartman. No, not at all.
Outfielder Steve Bartman. Dude,
Steve Bartman's awesome. Anyway, go on. Yes, sir.
So, do you want to introduce your game?
Why don't you introduce my game? I figured you wrote something up for it.
I wrote a list of all of the.
Yeah, you did. All right. If you're getting ahead of yourself, I'll do it.
Yeah. So, I'm getting ahead of myself. You go.
Idea that me and Kelso would create fictional professional sports franchises for all the geographic regions in the United States that do not currently have one.
It's a genius idea.
So we both compiled a list based on all the states that do not have a professional sports franchise in either the MLB, the NBA, the NFL, or the NHL.
How many of them do you think we're going to have the same ones?
We might have some duplicates here. But, so I've alphabetized mine. Did you alphabetize yours?
I did not, but if you have yours alphabetized, I'll just go along with you. I'll let you go first.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So do you want me to lead?
Sure.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. You got me?
Yeah, I said, do you want me to lead?
Yeah, go for it. Yes. Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're kind of going in and out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, anyway, yes.
All right,
by all means.
All right. Hold on. I got to get a beer. Sorry.
Take your time, man. This is funny.
Choices, don't be late.
Take
a breath. Take rest.
Yeah. So I wrote a few of them down for each of them. Some of them are funny. Some of them are serious.
Yes, that's what I've done as well.
So I wrote in a couple of them. There's a few of them that there's nothing but humor in it, but.
Oh yeah, man! I really hope we have some repeats on that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, folks, if that's okay to say on your show, can I call them folks?
Absolutely. I refer to them as folks.
All right. Well, yeah, I know, but it's your show. But then again,
no, it's your show today, buddy. I'm just here.
Wait. Oh shit! Now I forgot the point. Oh yeah, we have no prior knowledge of what our lists are.
Oh yeah, I don't know what he's picked, and he has no idea what I picked.
Yeah, we're gonna surprise you. Like, it's gonna be great because, like, maybe I'll pop up a serious one, and then you'll just be like, "Well, the New York ass fuckers."
Yeah.
Which, of course, makes no sense because
I wrote that down.
New York has professional sports franchises.
Oh shit, you're right.
Nothing wrong with fucking little asses.
Let's erase that one. Do what you want in New York. I don't care. You do you, New York. You do.
Hey, New York. You know what you can do for me? Keep losing to the rape. All right, and also, in these names, this could apply to any of the big four, but in some cases, it may apply more. So to one sport, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
In some cases.
All right, you want me to go?
Go for it.
All right, first, starting with Alabama. Your beloved Alabama.
Roll Tide.
I have the Birmingham Illiterates.
The Birmingham Illiterates. So I have, for Alabama, either the Tuskegee Airmen or of course the Alabama Milos.
Milo, all right, you're gonna have to explain that one to me.
Milo's is just it's like the Cookout of Alabama. It's a fast food chain that everybody freaks out over.
Is it just strictly Alabama?
Yeah, it's from Bessemer, Alabama. They just started selling their sweet teas in like Walmart and shit by the gallon. So I mean, we've arrived.
All right, well then I'll be on the lookout.
We've arrived at the Birmingham illiterates.
I mean, they're what? Yeah, they're 50th, right?
The Talladega detentions.
No, they're first in that. Wait.
So that's accurate.
Anything else you want to add to the great state of Alabama?
Okay, on a serious note, I was going to say the Alabama Stars because Stars fell on Alabama, but I felt like that was too square, and I didn't want to be that guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and I kind of want, well, once again, I wanted to, think like more like names that weren't already taken, which then again, the Dallas Stars, like who gives a shit, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to use names that haven't been taken otherwise.
All right. Well, I'll have to look into that Alabama Stars anecdote or story, folklore.
Stars fell on Alabama.
All right, for Alaska. This one's kind of lame because I couldn't really think of anything else. But I got the Anchorage Borealis.
The Anchorage Borealis. That's not bad. I've got the Alaska Drunks.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's either that or that.
or
what do you think they're What do you think they're looking at where they're all shit faced?
The Borealis. This like, oh man, there was an alien. Like, no, there wasn't. No, there or the Anchorage Russia Bridge.
Oh man! Oh, I just thought of another good one. Wait, what
Go
if
for it.
The Bering Straits?
Oh man, there you go.
Nobody would want to play at that stadium.
Nobody. That's ground zero for real.
Yeah. All right. You go first with your Arkansas.
I have the Arkansas Bill Clintons.
I almost thought of that one too. It's like, what else do you know? But then I was like, and I don't mean to be I meant to be a little offensive, but not in the bed. Hey, and just this one's gonna have to be a baseball team.
Okay.
But I got the Little Rock Nine.
The Little Rock Nine? Like as in just Rock. 9 players?
Yeah, as in that, and you know what the Little Rock Nine are, right?
Nah. Oh, was that the
Yes, the integration of schools in Arkansas.
Oh wow. See, you went a little over my head on that. I was thinking that it was maybe like those the kids that were trapped somewhere in Arkansas, like not the
Oh no.
Uh-huh. So the Arkansas, the Little Rock, and I didn't do cities by the way. I did just states.
Okay, well, I mean, it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah.
For all mine, I just picked the biggest city in the state.
The Little Rock Pebbles. See, it gets you here and it gets you here. So what would be next? I'm looking on my list. It's not alphabetized.
Oh, okay. I get the Delaware. All right, here's where I did a state because every fucking city in Delaware is like 2,000 people, maybe 10. So I got the Delawares because what else do you have to say about that fucking state?
Yeah,
I went to Delaware once. It's just like the whole state is Florence.
Like South Carolina?
The whole state is Florence.
Oh, wow. So I have the Delaware first quarters.
1787, baby.
Yeah, the first quarters. And obviously this could be a football team.
Yeah.
And they were also the first quarter. Like
if they don't put up
quarters.
21, they're done.
Yeah. Well, not only that, they were and obviously it's a double pun because they were
I know.
obviously.
I get, yeah.
Just for the folks who are not who are not with
Delaware was the first official state. Therefore, they got the first state quarter. Caesar Rodney, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed.
Rode miles with jaw cancer. Signed the Declaration of Independence. But most of you, like me, learned that in the musical we were all first to watch in school, 1776.
I did not have to watch that. Well, we skipped a C.
Did we skip a C? Well, I thought, oh, wait, are we doing New England states?
I did Connecticut.
All right, well, if you did Connecticut, let's hear it. And I'll try to think of one in the meantime.
And this is any sport, the Connecticut Subarus. Because there another
Kelsey,
car brand in Connecticut?
You have the same view of the Northeast the Northeast has of you.
That's beautiful. I'm fine with that. Well, my sister lives in Connecticut. Right. My sister lives in Connecticut, and she drives a Subaru, as does her husband. Like, they all have Subarus.
I thought you were going to say, as does her wife.
No. So the Northeast thinks the same of you as they do of me as well? Did I go too far on that one?
I guess what I was trying to say is, it's like, yeah, somebody in Connecticut, be like, yeah, that guy from Bennettsville probably does think we're just a bunch of lesbians.
Driving Subarus. Yeah.
It's just whole state of lesbians.
It comes with an Indigo Girls CD. But that's beside the point.
State song.
State song is Galileo.
I'll have to go with Hartford used to have a team though. So I'll go with the Bridgeport Burglars.
Do you know who Bridgeport's minor league team that was there used to be?
What? No, what? Do you have a story?
Yeah, the Bridgeport Bees. Yes. The Bridgeport Bees is where Mario Cuomo, who was the mayor of New York City, who I'm sure you
No, he was the governor.
Yeah, governor, not mayor. Mario Cuomo, governor of New York, played baseball and was signed to a minor league contract with the Bridgeport Bees. The guy that drafted him for a $1,100 signing bonus, and Mickey Mantle got a $700 signing. Mickey Mantle only got a $700 signing bonus. Mickey Mantle and Mario Cuomo met at a New York City function years later, and Mickey Mantle said the dumbest scout in the world is the guy who scouted me and Cuomo.
Let me tell you, these kids, they might make it, so we're not asking for much.
Well, obviously that worked out how it worked out. Mario Cuomo used his $1,100 to buy an engagement ring to marry his wife, and then Mickey Mantle went on to be Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, I think I know what you pick.
Yeah, you know the one we're talking about.
Whiskey and moonshine.
Whiskey and moonshine?
Moonshots.
Whiskey. Oh, yeah, whiskey and moonshots. There you go.
It's fucking ridiculous, I think he's got the record for the longest home run, right?
Probably. Well, he tried to hit the ball as hard as he could every time he got to the plate. He said that. He said, I tried to knock the cover off of it every time.
Yeah, spoken like a true drunk.
Yeah, right.
All right, anywho, what you got for Hawaii?
Hawaii, I have either. I went two ways with this one. Either the Hawaii Alohas or the Hawaii
like the POS system.
Yeah, exactly. Or the Hawaii Lava.
Oh, okay. I have the volcano.
The Hawaii volcano?
Honolulu. Remember, I went with cities most of the time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you were cutting out on that part.
Oh, yeah. Volcanoes.
That's not bad. Hawaii was I thought about the Hawaii rainbows because everything in Hawaii is like the rainbow, and that's like their flag and everything. But I was like, what
Yeah.
are the alohas or the lava? Hawaii was uneventful. That was actually the first one that I picked.
And yeah, I'm thinking of that one early too, because I was like, how about the Lade? Ha ha ha.
Yeah, the Hawaii LEIs.
Oh wait, man, we forgot. Wow, we forgot a big one, because considering what we've learned from Dog the Bounty Hunter, dude, the Hawaii ice.
Say that again. You were cutting out a bit.
Oh shit! All right, I said we left out a big one with Hawaii because of what we learned from Dog the Bounty Hunter. How about the Hawaii ice?
The Hawaii ice. I didn't watch Dog the Bounty Hunter, man.
Oh well, ice is what they referred to as what they is what they called meth.
Ah, the Hawaii ice. The Hawaii meth heads.
Like, yeah, most of the time.
Well, I'm gonna have to change another one of my states.
And it's like, oh, this guy, he's hiding some ice back there.
Fucking A, dog.
All right, what you got for Idaho?
Ooh, the Idaho. Obviously, the Idaho Spuds.
I have the Boise Spuds.
See, I knew that would probably be the one that we would repeat on.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna? Yeah, exactly. The Idaho weird shaped state. What else are you gonna say about it?
That weird thing that is sniffing Washington's ass.
You ever seen in the winter, and we don't get it this much in South Carolina, but when there's a drip that just starts to freeze on the ground, and it's larger on the ground, and it just builds up to the drip and where the drip's coming from. That's what Idaho is.
Man. All right, Idaho. Well, Kelsey fucking hates you.
Appreciate your potatoes, however.
Potatoes are the best thing.
The Boise Spuds.
They're the meatiest vegetable. All right, Iowa. All right, I have the Des Moines Depressions because I believe Iowa, was one of those states you associate with the Great Depression.
Indeed.
And just if you fucking live in Iowa,
they're still in the Depression.
It can't be that great, right? Well, it's like, what do you have? It's like, oh, slip nuts from here. Oh, jeez.
I have the Iowa Shoeless Joes.
Oh, was he from Iowa?
No, but he went there in the movie.
Oh. Did you watch 8 Men Out before this podcast?
No, I did not. Should I have?
I know. I just think you're lying, and you did.
The Iowa Shoeless Joes.
So Shoeless Joe was from Iowa.
Was he?
I don't know why. Well, why would you call it that if that's not the case?
Because in fucking Field of Dreams, man, Shoeless Joe comes to Iowa. That's the whole thing. That was the name of the book. Shoeless Joe Goes to Iowa.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying.
Field of Dreams. Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
Oh, yeah. Shoeless Joe was born in South Carolina.
Of course he was born in fucking South Carolina.
All right.
He died.
Sorry.
He worked at,
yes, I get it.
He worked at a liquor store.
You're right. That made so much sense. I'm sorry.
No, you were rightfully concerned.
It just took me, yeah. Well, it's just off the top of your head. Field of Dreams was enough. Because it's like your first thought is why would they base a movie in Iowa? That's got to, name another movie that's based in Iowa.
I can't.
Your
not
silence
one.
says everything.
I can't. Yeah, not one. I might not be granny clutching, so you might be missing my.
God damn it! I did it again.
So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm not quite granny clutching, so you might be missing the first couple of words that I say if it's only a couple of words. You may only get silence. I apologize for that, Seth. But
say everything you just said again because I cut out.
no, I was just saying that I'm not quite granny clutching, so you might be missing a couple of the first words that I'm giving you for some reason. I don't know if that's the case, but otherwise, for those at home, this is the first Discord interview. Or not interview necessarily, but Discord talk. Like this is pretty cool. This Discord thing is awesome. I actually started a Discord for this podcast, a channel that I'll send you a link to, and I think I sent you a link to it anyway.
Oh wait, you talking to me or the audience?
I was talking to you at the last moment, but the audience still
okay. Yeah, you sent me a link. We're on it right now, right?
I didn't know if this was the same Discord or not. I was just going to your pro, but that doesn't matter. Behind the scenes shit doesn't matter. Getting back to our fun game of Idaho and Iowa and nonsense.
It's about to get into the good stuff right now. Like
I'm
about meat of like my choices.
I'm pretty stoked about some of these.
God damn it. Sorry, I'm just walking around on my phone on this into my headset. And it's a very long cord, and it fucking catches on anything I walk by.
That's fine. I don't think the people at home mind too much.
And it's bullshit, and I'm going to write a letter to somebody about how this fucking cord is too long and how your belief should be forced on me. And see, that's the problem, folks. That's where we're at.
Don't give me that voodoo.
What do we got next? All right, Kansas, is that next?
Kansas is next.
What?
I have Kansas next. What do you have for Kansas?
All right, this is one where I state the Kansas dust in the winds, or dust in the wind.
I have the Kansas Wayward Sons.
See, folks, you can't write this stuff.
You can't write this stuff. I mean, what else is in Kansas? The Kansas Dorothys?
Oh, man, yeah.
The Kansas Tornadoes?
The Kansas Clicky Heels.
The Kansas We're Not Here Anymores? Where else are you going to go with this?
To Oz. All right. Oh, goodness. Oh, Kentucky's next.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't go too bad on this one. I went with the Kentucky Banjos.
I went with the Louisville Sixer fuckers.
Do they do that in Louisville?
I mean, just because. Well, I mean, I feel like that is all right. So when it comes to incest, now from what I understand, like
the Louisville sister fuckers,
in its metropolitan area, Kentucky is kind of progressive in a lot of ways. But also, most of the stories I hear, blue people and like strange generations of mutagens from, that particular cause. It's usually in Kentucky. Like, they're the ones, like, have you seen the blue people?
I have not seen the blue people.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to assume you're not talking about the popular Vegas show.
No, I'm talking about people whose skin have a certain, like, tinge to it of blue because...
Smoking that blue grass.
It's generations of fucking sisters.
Oh, man. We feel for you, Kentucky. Stop touching your sister. I just stared the camera down when I said that so they would know that I meant them.
Look at that. You type in BL, Kentucky BL.
I type that. I'm avoiding. I'm foregoing looking things up throughout this one too. By the way, for reference, just because of. No. You by all means you can do that. I'm just telling you why I'm not, because I don't want to clog up this Discord channel at all, or just I don't want to. I'm weird about this thing. This is the first time I've done audio like this, and I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you. But
I'm never gonna give you. All right, no. Cool.
Rickroll.
All right. Do you have Montana next? That should be next, right?
Yes, I got one from Montana. I don't know if it's relevant, but it's kind of funny, I think.
All right, well, let's hear it.
The Montana Big Hats.
All right, you're gonna have to explain this one to me.
I don't know. I think about Montana.
I was really hoping to say the Montana Joes.
Did you put Joe's?
No.
Oh God, that's so good.
Man, maybe you put this. But anyway, go on.
No, I don't know. You think about Montana, I think about big hats, like cowboy hats and shit. Like everybody wears that shit, like the mountain, the big sky state, right?
Yeah, the 4 people that live there.
Yeah, the 4 people that live there, they all have really big hats, so you can find them, I would assume. I don't know. I put the Montana big hats. I don't know why. It's, like I said, it could be funny, but probably not.
Well, I have the Billings Militia.
Explain.
Because Montana's ripe with militias. Am I right, folks?
Je ne sais pas.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine there's not a lot of Montana outside of the big cities.
Yeah, I don't think there's the 4 people that you mentioned are probably it.
Yeah. There's no law. There's no law anymore. I want to steal from the rich and give to the poor.
There's no law in Montana.
Oh boy.
Here's the one. I bet we put the same thing.
Looks like Mississippi's next.
You go first on the Mississippi.
Which I did that wrong in alphabetical order. I apologize.
That's fine.
He was saying like, hey, that guy didn't do it in alphabetical order.
Yeah, fuck him.
Anyway. Mississippi. What you got?
I have the Mississippi racists.
Yeah, that's about appropriate. I have the Jackson jailbait due to their high amount of child brides, I believe. I think they're second to Missouri, also a bordering and similar sounding state. So,
yeah.
Wow. Oh, I guess because the first 4 letters spell out miss.
Yeah, well,
let's change that as quickly as possible. Make you a Mrs.
Mississippi.
Oh man, that'd be too. Just the Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Oh, jeez.
The Mississippi racists.
Really?
That was the first thing. There was there was no other question to what that one was going to be.
Well, I mean the running rebel.
Do we got you?
I mean, they kind of speak for themselves on that one.
I heard running rebels, and then I didn't. I lost you after that.
Oh, that's all I said was just running rebels, and then.
Oh, okay.
So it speaks for itself.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're always going to be the butt of that joke. South Carolina, by the way, is so thankful for Mississippi.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we fired the first shot, but you guys kind of ran with it after that.
Yeah, and you're Mississippi, so thank you for that.
Yeah, and it helps that you can't pronounce the name of your own state. Nebraska.
Nebraska.
I'm thinking maybe we'll have the same one on this one too, but
I don't know. I got a very, very specific one.
Oh, all right. Then I'll go first because I got the Omaha Cobs.
Okay, I don't mind that. I have the I'll say the Nebraska, but the Omaha Little League World Series is. the Omaha LLWS is apostrophe.
I'm sure a bunch of adult men would love to get to that title.
Of course. That's what I mean. What else happens in Omaha? What else happens in Nebraska other than them winning back-to-back national championships?
Buffets.
Is he from there?
Yeah, he's the Oracle of Omaha.
Really?
Ooh.
The Omaha Oracles?
Don't go to trivia tomorrow. Actually, if you want to, you can. That's a question, though. All right, there you go. Folks, that's your mellow mushroom-free answer of the trivias.
I'm going to advertise that there's a free answer in this episode, by the way.
Don't you fucking dare.
You'll just have to listen and find out for yourself. I won't advertise it, but you won't know because you don't have the Facebook. Just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Don't change your question. I'm not gonna fuck it up.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna. It's one question that was easy anyway.
I did not know that about him.
Well, now you do. He still lives in the house he purchased in 1959. Which, by the way, I'm not trying to defend Warren Buffett anyway. He's still like fucking redonkulinaire.
I'm not gonna tell people that I totally thought you were talking about Jimmy Buffett until just now, but I probably just said that.
Oh. Hey, he's from Mobile.
It's like, what? He's from Omaha? What? Really? They don't have parrots out there. They don't even have more than they only have primary colors. There's no pastels in Omaha.
No, it's just fucking beige and orange and some browns.
Yeah. Anywho. Oh, what fun. Nebraska.
That's why Jimmy Buffett's so over the top with his oceanic tunes. It's like, man, you don't know the first few years of my...
We don't have this back home.
Just corn as far as the eye can see.
Is Jonathan Davis from Omaha?
Oh.
Probably not.
I don't know.
However he does it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Fuck them. I never liked corn.
Yeah, fuck them. They were all right. I was a kid, though. I was a kid. I was a few years behind you. It was okay for me to like them because I didn't know what they were yet. I didn't know how shitty they were. Anyway, moving right along.
And by the way, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole being like, I never liked corn. Like, trust me, you'd be like, wait a minute. I did like some other shitty new metal, but I'll stick with all this fact that I didn't like corn.
That's fine.
Oh, excuse me.
The clearest burp ever, ladies and gentlemen. Clear as day.
Technology, folks.
Technology.
All right. Here's one where I went Carolina style, and I combined the Dakotas because fuck me if it's hard enough to find one thing about either of those states.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. I have one for each, but I was stretching.
Exactly. You have to.
Yeah.
So I have just the Dakota, a la New England. The Dakota, we have. I got two for this one. The Dakota Presidents, because of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Or the Dakota Rehabilitation, which would be a great addition to professional sports leagues because it's always good to have a team whose name does not end in an S, and just the rehabilitation because of the economic boom going on right now there because of all the oil pipelines being on, and just the guys who have fuck all else to do except fucking buy meth and heroin and then work on pipelines.
You went way further down this road than I did.
Just saying.
I had the South Dakota Rushmores.
All right.
Or the South Dakota Rock Faces. Either way. Just for the people who don't know what Rushmore is.
Hold on. All right, Kels. Dude, there's a limit to how much you need to reach out to people to be like, just in case you're a potential fan, you don't get this reference.
Well, this was that was specific. Rock Faces is for NFL.
Rushmore, then do you really want them listening?
Well, not. See, the Rushmores are for baseball. The Rock Faces are for football.
Oh,
because
new Rock Face.
The concussions. They
concussions.
and And for North Dakota, I will give a city on this one. I was gonna put the Fargo dead bodies.
Oh, damn, that's good, Jerry.
Yeah.
That true coating. I tell you, I mean, it's factory installed.
The Fargo dead bodies.
You're a liar. A fucking liar. Oh.
So yeah, the Dakotas. Yeah, I was stretching on that, but
yeah,
I read.
What does anyone know about the Dakotas?
Yeah, I know.
Besides Mount Rushmore
or Fargo.
And there's a river.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Fargo.
Or the black the black woods or whatever, the Black Forest or whatever it was called.
I thought it was in Germany.
Or no, Black River Valley, or is that what it's called? Black River Valley or something like that?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I know
Anyway.
it all has to do with the river because the river, I think it's just South Dakota. It flows right through it and it splits the states into two. Of course, like economic and actually they're probably both the same. I don't know.
Oh well.
Yeah. Let's show you what the average person knows about South Dakota.
Take that, Dakotas.
All right. Oh. Is New Mexico Mexico?
New Mexico is Mexico. I guarantee we don't have this one the same.
No, probably not. I went kind of mild on one.
I did too, kind of.
All right. Well, who wants to go first?
You go first. You go first. Are you hearing me?
All right. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. I went with the because nowadays when you hear the name of this town, I think you always associate it with this. So the Santa Fe tracks, because it's always been a big railroad town.
Yeah. I could see that.
And I think about it. I'd also like the Santa Fe turquoise.
The Santa Fe turquoise. New Mexico does bring that color into your mind.
Yeah. What you got?
I went with the New Mexico Georgia O'Keeffes.
their logos are just big old pussies on their helmets.
No, their logos are beautifully drawn portraits by Georgia O'Keeffe of the New Mexico valleys.
That look like New Mexico valleys. I got you, Barla. I got you.
Georgia O'Keeffe.
Yeah, Georgia O'Keeffe. She drew the pussy flowers.
Indeed, the hibiscuses.
No.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So if I'm not mistaken, because we agreed to go ahead and put South Carolina on this list.
Yep.
And disregard any other loyalties considered by the statement of the word Carolina.
Yeah, that's totally North Carolina. Charlotte got
they got all the good stuff.
Do you know the story behind that, by the way?
What's that?
Do you know the story behind that, by the way, why they ended up in Charlotte rather than Charleston?
Who?
The Panthers.
Panthers?
Yeah. There was a game that the Redskins played against the Jets, and the Redskins were playing for South Carolina, and the Jets were playing for North Carolina, or that could be backwards. That could be vice versa. And whoever won that game would determine whether the franchise went to Charlotte or whether it went to Charleston.
What the fuck? I've never heard this tale of war.
Yeah, that's a real deal. Like it was decided by a football game, and it was between the Jets and the Redskins. And whoever
is this conspiracy theory? Or is
this is apparently legit. Yeah, this is apparently pretty legit.
Well, you say apparently legit, but it's not like
I haven't Googled it, but I've had this conversation with somebody that I trust. Somebody whose opinion I value told me this.
Okay.
Somebody who I'd never thought to Google it because I trust that person. But anywho, yes. So the great state of South Carolina is teamless, other than the Charleston Bill Murrays. of the baseball.
Oh man, that's a
Anywho,
good one.
I didn't write
thought
that, by the way.
You didn't? Oh,
No.
you just did you call an audible?
Yeah, that was a Omaha. Heyo, full circle.
That was a Warren Buffett
Yeah,
or a Jimmy Buffett.
that was a
That's the
parrot
whole
head.
purpose of an audible, right, folks?
Yep. Pirate looks at 40 on 2. Break. I went too far on that one.
I have for South Carolina. Let me see. Oh, I kind of went serious on this one.
Oh.
Oddly enough, for our home, but I went kind of pirate themed. The Charleston Gallows.
Ooh.
Because if I'm not mistaken, that was where Blackbeard was hung, right?
Somewhere.
Or, I'm sorry, hanged.
Yeah.
Blackbeard was hung in like every day of his life. I'm guessing that's how he got to be Blackbeard.
So they say. So the legend states.
Yeah. He's still like wicks in his beard and his pubic hairs.
So I went with one that doesn't end with an S as well, and then one that does end with an S. So
all right.
I went with the South Carolina humidity.
Go on.
And or the South Carolina orange cones.
The 6707s.
Yes.
They'll never complete a season.
I have never been so happy to see road construction in my life. I was getting off of 31 today, and they have signs at the end of 31, which means that they're working on that road to connect to 707 from 31, which is going to be the greatest thing in the history.
A mile and a half further. Like it's a worthless ending.
No, but just the little bit of shit that it takes to get on 540 or 707 to 544. It's much better coming from where I'm coming from to have to play a lot of gigs in North Myrtle Beach.
Okay, yeah.
Like that turns like a 30-minute drive into a 20-minute drive, which I know isn't a world of difference, but I mean, I don't know.
Once you fucking kneel during the anthem.
God damn it. Maybe I should.
Oh my God.
I also had the South Carolina
45
melts.
minutes to get 30 miles.
It sucks. It sucks having that long to get somewhere, man. It's bullshit.
Yeah, no, I hate.
Yeah, I hate people in traffic.
I hate going anywhere.
You know what else I hate going anywhere, man. I don't leave my house unless I'm getting paid. But, dude, I was riding with my cruise control on the way back from the gig tonight, and this same guy just kept passing me. And once he'd get in front of me a ways, he'd slow back down, and I'd pass him back. And he just speed right on up. And it's just like, dude, you're wasting gas. You're burning gas.
The guy can't figure out what exactly he's doing on a 2 to 3 lane highway. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. So
it's sad. It's sad that stand-up comedy at this point hasn't ended bad driving. Like, you think everybody's seen a little bit of it to get, but no.
Nobody. Yeah.
All right. What you got for West Virginia?
I have the West Virginia Pills.
Ooh, all right. I got the I got the Charleston Black Lungs.
The Charleston Black Lungs?
Black Lungs.
I have one that West Virginia people are going to get pissed off about, too. That also doesn't end with an S.
All right.
The West Virginia Tooth.
Wait, you cut out the first part. What was it before tooth?
The West Virginia Tooth.
Damn it did it again.
It's just the West Virginia. I'm just saying just the West Virginia Tooth.
Oh, West Virginia Tooth. Okay.
Because
I get it.
It
reminds me of the joke. Who's the poorest guy in West Virginia?
The dentist.
The tooth fairy.
Oh, there you go.
Because he's always giving away once. I'd be worried about offending people from West Virginia, but I know they don't have AM.
No transmitters.
Oh man, we just have one left, right?
Let's see. We've done.
Or did you go? Did you go full out on states?
Well, which do you mean? Let's see. We've done that one. Oh, we haven't done Wyoming. We haven't done Virginia.
Oh yeah, Virginia. Fuck, where's my Virginia?
We've done everything else, I think, but those two. Oh, we haven't done. Well, I didn't go all out, but I did Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine.
Holy shit! I didn't do any of those.
No, that's fine though, because these aren't very good.
That's why I didn't want to do.
These aren't very good, but we still do. Do you have Virginia and Wyoming?
Man, dude. All right, go on with something, and I'll try to think of one for Virginia.
Okay, well, for mine,
because I missed mine on here.
No, that's all good. For mine, all right. Well, I'll do the Virginia State Troopers, because I've only ever heard about people getting pulled over in Virginia. That's all I ever hear about is when people are driving through Virginia, they get pulled over.
I've been pulled over in Virginia.
So yeah, the Virginia State Troopers, I think, is probably the best.
A good one.
The best route to go with that. So I need to grab my battery pack here real quick.
Were you dildoing during the set?
No, man, I'm just there we go. Clearing out the pipes. No, man, I usually charge my phone with battery pack. Actually, I don't even need this battery pack. I can plug this in here. The phone is going dead. But no longer.
So, okay. I got a good one.
Okay.
The Virginia John Browns.
The Virginia John Browns. Who? John Brown, as in the cousin of famed President George Washington, John Brown?
Like Harper's Ferry John Brown.
Huh. Wasn't that George Washington's cousin?
Was he his cousin?
I think so.
I mean, it was years later.
I think so. Or a descendant, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Harper's Ferry. Shit, was his name? His name was John Brown, right?
Yeah. Or the Mount Vernons.
The Mount.
Or the oh man, I'm not gonna say what I was just thinking. I'm totally not gonna say what I was just thinking.
Whoa.
Not gonna do it. I'll tell you off camera, but
oh my goodness. Yeah, it was John. Yeah, the Virginia John Browns. I'll go with that one.
Yeah, the Virginia John Browns. He's a bad man. He was. So there you go, Virginia. Patriot. Can't go with the Virginia Patriots. You know, I almost wrote down the Virginia Patriots, and I was like, wait.
Whoa. No, I was saying John Brown was a Patriot. I'm not saying call Virginia's team a Patriot.
Oh, no. Hey, I know, but I almost wrote down Patriots,
guys,
but then caught myself.
You missed the boat on that one. Somebody else took it for you. And you only had fucking 200 years to claim it. Actually, 300. So we were in Virginia for a long time.
It was there for the taking. So.
Yet nobody wanted to stay. They kept burning shit down.
Of course they didn't want to stay. It was awful. All you got Mount Vernon. Look, I've been there, by the way.
I've never been to Mount Vernon.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I was a kid, but I want to go back as an adult.
I drove by UVA once.
Oh well, there you go. You know, did you scream at the Barber Brothers? It's probably not that time. What about Michael Vick? Did you yell at Michael Vick?
I didn't see looking around. I thought he was from Newport News.
He might have been. I don't.
Or did he go to you? All right, what you got
know.
for Wyoming?
And Wyoming, I have the Wyoming Old Faithfuls. Or, if you want to go raunchier with it, the Wyoming Spitters.
Wait, what was it say? The Wyoming what?
Spitters.
Spitters?
Yeah.
Well, I have the Cheyenne Tits. Because Grand Teton National Park is located there.
See, yours are so much more cerebral than mine.
Well, I mean, Spitters, tits. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
It all goes hand in hand.
Definitely more thought went into yours than mine on that one, but that's beside the point. The Wyoming Old Faithfuls or Spitters.
Or Spitters.
Or Spitters. Yeah, indeed.
Well, yeah, obviously there's Spitters in Wyoming because it has a population of any state.
That's right. Mr. Bill told me that. Yes, I know Wyoming has the fewest people.
It's like 590,000, I'd say. Maybe 600 at this point. Who knows? We're an ever-expanding country. I know it's 50th, though. 579, 315.
Wow.
Oof.
Wow.
Man.
There's nobody.
And then it's like a fairly sized state, too.
Yeah, there's like a shitload of room where all these people, like, you get like your own county.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Can I go open a Walmart? Fucking rule the world.
Everybody lives at a Walmart. They build one Walmart and everybody lives right around it.
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of Walmarts in Wyoming. Yeah. It's like fucking. It's like a water source in the outback in a Mad Max movie.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of those, by the way. Are they worth it?
That's a stupid question, Kels.
Yeah, I'm going to say no then. Yeah, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say those are horrible things that I should never watch. It's just dumb.
Yep,
dumb
I
shit.
guess so.
Just
yep.
dumb. But,
really?
So you didn't do since you didn't do any of these, how about I just read off my Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine?
All right, yeah, I'm sorry, man. Of all things that I off, but go for it. I'm sorry.
No. Well, because I guess they do have a team because New England covers all of this.
Yeah.
So technically, it's founded. So I went with the Maine Lighthouses.
That's beautiful.
The Vermont Sticky Fingers. See, I got
flapjacks,
tree sap and syrup. One go. The New Hampshire dies because nobody lives fucking free anymore. And because of popular.
You kind of cut off there.
Which one?
Or dies.
Nah, it's the New Hampshire dies.
Okay.
Because no one lives free.
Yeah.
And then I went with the Rhode Island Jim Carreys because the only thing that I can think of that has to do with Rhode Island is the fact that Jim Carrey was a Rhode Island state trooper and Me, Myself, and Irene.
What are you looking at, fuckface?
You know
what?
what?
I'd have to go with Rhode Island, the Rhode Island Mafia, just because of the line of The Departed from Frank Costello. They just do not stop having the mafia in Providence.
Yeah, gosh, that's such a all right. So random, totally off topic.
Oh man, are you about to engage me in a Departed talk?
Yes, I am, because you're from there.
Oh shit,
you're right, or not from there per se, but
trust me, like I have nothing to offer on the criminal underworld of
no,
Boston metropolitan area.
No, but I'm just saying, was that like when you watched The Departed? Is that like sort of like seeing behind the curtain of a bunch of did it tie a lot of loose ends that you had in your mind, maybe that like you maybe heard somebody say something as you were a kid growing up or some bullshit like that, and you watch this movie and be like, oh, that's what they meant. Like, did any of that occur at all for you in that movie?
No.
Okay. That's the end of my shit. I just didn't know if it was like, I hear a lot of shit in that movie that just seems like like your old like just sayings, like a lot of people like treat them like mushrooms, feed them shit and keep them in the dark. Like you hear people say shit like that, like, oh fuck, that's great. Like that movie is just one liner after one liner. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, wait, what are you asking? Like,
Maybe nothing.
Yes, I mean,
Maybe
that is kind of like a. I mean, that's kind of a northeastern thing, the same as it is a southeastern thing. It's like everybody's always got a retort that just has like a funny phrase behind it.
yeah, that's good though.
The feed them shit and keep them in the dark. I think that apply. I think that's been like a joke that has applied to a lot of different situations. It's been used before.
Yeah, it was good, but that's beside the point. That was just a side thought to this game.
But great fucking movie.
Great fucking
Best
movie.
Picture. Was it Best Picture? Yeah, it was Best Picture.
See, it bothers me that Leo won his award for The Revenant, which, in my personal opinion, is like his worst movie.
Well, Revenant was his. If we can do a callback, it was his Son of a Woman. It was his makeup call.
Oh,
it was his Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah,
it's like, well, you didn't get it for any of these, but here you go.
Gosh, that's just, I hate that they do that. That's a thing, like, because that's 100% politics involved, and I don't like that.
Well, I mean, if anything's a popularity contest, it's Hollywood.
Oh, no shit. And you know what? And he couldn't have won for this role, but his role in Django was phenomenal.
I would argue that was better. Like,
yeah. That was better. Departed was better.
I gotta say, Wahlberg or Damon are the stronger parts of The Departed.
Yeah. But I'm just talking about Leo. I'm just talking about that being better than The Revenant.
I know.
Gangs of New York.
I guess. I'm sorry. I feel very strongly about The Departed.
Oh no. Well, you're 100% right. Mark Wahlberg was the best character in that movie, in my opinion. His character was the best character. Alec Baldwin's character was good.
It's his line. Yeah, Alec Baldwin once again. Like,
yeah.
I have an immaculate record.
People don't trust people. What? No. Well, you don't smoke. You're one of those health nuts. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you're one of the freaks. Go fuck yourself. I have an immaculate record. Listen to you cock works.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Overtime.
Fucking A. Dude, now I'm going to have to watch that movie before I go to bed.
It's on Netflix now.
Oh, yeah.
It finally happened.
It's on my list.
The fucking Departed is on Netflix.
It's on my list. When I tell you to dump a body in the marsh, I mean to dump him in the marsh, not where some cocksucker goes to from John Hancock goes to get a blowjob on Thursdays. Don't laugh.
I'm fucking embarrassed.
It's so good. It's not how you spell citizens. Oh man, that guy was great. That whole movie was cast like flawlessly.
Yeah, it's a once in a lifetime kind of deal.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get a lot of that anymore.
I can't express to you how happy you are that this fucking. Oh Jesus! Sorry, this conversation has turned to The Departed.
Well, we definitely got some time. Let's see here. I haven't even looked. We're right under the 2-hour mark, and that's usually our cap. But while we are talking about The Departed, oh man, Martin Short. Or not Martin Short, Martin fucking Sheen. Not Martin Short. Right. Definitely, we're not. There's nobody bouncing around doing impersonations in this one.
It's a big difference between President Jed and
and Frank Costello. Or whatever his name was. Where's your fucking boy? He's at Notre Dame.
Oh. He's at Notre Dame studying law. Any of you mugs gonna like? Heartbreaking scene.
So, man, I'm grabbing my chest. Video people can see it. I hate that. I hate that scene in that movie. Well, he's just sitting there. He's like, Leo is lost, and he has nobody in the world other than fucking Marky Mark. And
who's been put on leave?
Exactly. 2 weeks with pay. Like, I've never seen anybody say with pay with more authority.
Yeah. It was like, I'm still on your side, kid. Fuck off for right now. Because he doesn't, fucking LRB doesn't know.
Yeah, man. The ending was everything. Everything in that movie was complete. There were no loose ends. Like that movie gave me everything that I wanted. What was your loose ends? What did you like? You probably obviously have seen this more often than me.
Well, just the fact that it's very obvious from the get-go that Billy's the rat.
Yeah,
he was in the police academy. He's the most newest member. Oh shit.
Yeah, I can see that, but they sort of hit it really well, like because they addressed it in the movie. Like, are you a fucking cop?
Is the disinformation spreading?
Yeah, I thought they covered that well in the first scene when he sits down next to him at the bar, and with the cast on, and he like beats the shit out of his cast to make sure that he's not wearing a wire or anything. Like,
yeah,
I thought that they handled that. I thought they handled that well, as far as like taking your eye away from, okay, so there's no way that they know because, yeah, his Uncle Jackie wasn't no fucking cop. Oh, God, that guy's role was the dude fucking Frenchie?
Brendan Gleeson.
Was that Brendan Gleeson?
Yes.
No way.
That was... Which I believe his breakthrough role was Thomas in Braveheart.
Yeah, he was also the fucking Mad-Eye Moody from Harry Potter, and
oh boy,
and he was the pre or the from Gangs of New York.
Yes, he Priest Fallon.
Yeah. Brendan Gleeson, he's fucking good. He was also in Bruges. You remember that movie?
Yeah. Do I remember In Bruges?
In Bruges was good. Colin Farrell was good. That was a good movie.
It's a great flick. Ray Fiennes great in that flick as well.
Yeah, yes he is.
Everyone's great in that flick. It's a good flick.
One of my buddies, Todd Lundquist, was the assistant to.
I know Todd Lundquist.
You know Todd?
I know Todd.
Did you know Todd worked on that movie?
What?
You know Todd worked on that movie? Todd was like the assistant. He's like IMDb on In Bruges. He was like the assistant director or something like that. Or what's the guy's name? Matt something. He also did Seven Psychopaths.
Wait. What about Abs?
He also did Seven Psychopaths.
Oh, God damn it. What is his fucking name?
It's Matt something, I think. Or Mike or Mark. Some simple. It's like
Martin.
Martin. There you go. Martin
McDonough.
Yep. Martin. That's right. But yeah, Todd was apparently like one of his best friends, and they were like, there's a story that I don't know if I could get away with telling about Todd and Colin Farrell.
I mean, I have a story that I don't know. Get a telling about Todd, but every time I see Todd, he's like, "You remember that time?"
He told me about him and Colin Farrell at like some random ass bar throwing chocolate mushrooms in each other's mouths, barking like a seal. I don't know how true it is, but apparently he has since gone sober. Colin Farrell, not Todd.
Oh.
But anywho, so yeah, good shit. Brendan Gleeson, so many good characters in The Departed. It's a good story. It's a movie that lasts like over 2 hours. I think that doesn't feel like it lasts over 2 hours.
Yeah, but at the same time, it leaves questions as that were answered. like who is Colin Sullivan's father? You know, you're Johnny Sullivan's kid. We know his name is Johnny Sullivan. Later, we see when they're playing the match with the firefighters.
Yeah. Go save a kitten in a tree, you fucking cocksuckers.
Yeah. Officer Berrigan says, your father was a janitor, you're a cop. And so, like, his father was a janitor, but yet Frank Costello held him in high regard for some reason. And, you know, that one of those opening scenes, he goes, you live with your grandma.
Yeah.
And
give him some comic books.
It suggests that Johnny Sullivan is dead.
Yep.
Or incarcerated, perhaps, maybe.
Yeah, I guess it never really does say.
Obviously, the mother's picture.
Yeah.
What now?
No, I was just reiterating. Yeah, I guess it really never says whether he's dead or not.
But I would imagine so. And he probably died. If he wasn't dead then he probably died somewhere between that scene and, you know, the main point of the movie.
I guess it's to be assumed that he was probably just part of the crew. Because even Leo mentions to Costello in the movie that he doesn't pay well. Like you don't pay much, you know. So I mean, so it could have been the sort of situation.
You're 70 years old.
Yeah. How many of these people think that they could take your job? It's like, could I do it? Yeah, I probably could. I don't want your fucking job.
Oh, Leo. Yeah, he's in that movie. He didn't plan on being in that and Blood Diamond in the same year, I don't think.
Ooh, Blood Diamond was good. I forgot about that.
Well, yeah, I think he for that, but not Departed. Everybody else got Departed nods.
Yeah. I don't know. Departed was it was strong from beginning to end. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Oh yeah,
again tonight but while it's on my mind, and it is on my list.
Well, I mean, does it need to be? It seems like you're quite familiar with it.
Oh no! Well, I like to watch things that I've already seen over and over and over. I'm one of those guys.
Oh no, trust me, dude. Yesterday or the day before, I just watched season 5 of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Dude, the song is the best part of that show.
Boom, boom, boom.
Dude, I don't know. It was good. I haven't watched any of the later seasons. I watched a lot of the earlier shit, but I'm gonna have to
all good.
Go back and watch that shit again.
There isn't a bad season.
Yeah, it's all Larry David, and he's a genius. So I mean, there's. Did you do the Seinfeld thing? Did you watch? Were you a Seinfeld guy? I'm sorry. Have we talked about this?
I don't know if we ever, but just the fact that you say, was I a Seinfeld guy? And
Are you a Seinfeld guy?
In addition to watching season 5 of Curb the other day, like in the past 2 weeks, I've watched like I live and breathe Seinfeld.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I love that, I do the comedians in cars, getting coffee, like anything that Seinfeld does. I'm a fan of that.
See, I don't watch so much of that. I've watched a few the past few weeks.
Dude, those are
I watched
so
like
good.
Louis Black and Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle was good.
Bob Einstein.
Norm's good. Norm's
I mean, they're
great.
all good, but it's just, you know, I'd rather see Seinfeld act as Seinfeld than just like laughing at other people's jokes.
But see, that's what the magic of that was for me in Comedians in Cars is like, because I'm like, okay, so this is him in real life. Like Larry David wrote this character for him to play. Like it's like this is 100% him, and I liked that. And the Larry David episode of Comedians in Cars was good. You should. I
didn't even know that one existed. I'll check that out.
Dude, Larry David's got one. Michael Richards has got one. Julia Louis-Dreyfus has got one. They all of them have one. I think Costanza was the only one that didn't do one. I think Jason Alexander's the only one that didn't do one.
Oh man.
But yeah.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's too busy. He's too busy making McDonald's commercials for failing cheeseburgers.
It was Burger King, I believe.
Nah, was it Burger King?
Are you talking about his commercial from like '86?
Yeah, something like that. No, I think it was McDonald's, like where they had the meat and
Was
the
it
bun
McDonald's?
and the vegetables came in one side, like it was the Big Mac, but it was separated. It was just so stupid.
All right, I'm pulling it up.
Pull it up. Pull it up, and then
start...
we'll wrap it up because I think we're rambling for these people to be listening to.
Oh, yeah, I know. We're talking about The Departed now. Oh, yeah, all right. It's Alexander McDonald's.
Yeah. But anywho, this was a fun game that we got to play. We started off with something a little bit more deep, so I'm glad that we kind of brought it together with something a little less cerebral. And I've used that word twice in this episode now. Stepping up the game a bit on the words. Any final thoughts for the fine folks out there listening, Brother Seth?
If we didn't get our point across fluidly, well, sorry.
True story.
But, it's all one step at a time, right, kids?
So you know what? 3 steps forward and 2 steps back is still 1 step forward.
Is it?
Chew on that one. 3 steps forward and 2 steps back is what I meant to say if that's not what I said. But
okay.
If that's not what I said, that's what I meant to say. 3 steps forward and 2 steps back is still 1 step forward. We should get that
tattooed on our backs.
We should. Yeah, that should be the fantasy football loser deal. By the way, we got the league filled, by the way, so no worries. We got it.
All right. Good to hear.
Good to hear. But anyway.
You got a draft order yet?
No, it randomizes an hour before the draft. I got it set like that.
No, I'm saying like.
Who I'm going to draft.
What number are you?
No clue.
You haven't done the order yet?
No.
Oh, you just said yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. It randomizes an hour before the draft. That way that nobody can complain, the league, like you've gotten first draft pick every year. I was like, okay. No, I haven't. It randomizes, and I get lucky.
Are you going to kneel before the randomize?
I'm going to kneel before the randomize, yes. But I'm going to stand for the anthem.
All right. We should catch a Pelicans game one of these days before it's too late.
Let's catch a Pelicans game. I think the season's probably over now, isn't it? Or close.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't go to That doesn't go to September? Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they should be entering playoffs here pretty soon, though. For minor league system. But yeah, let's 100% do that because I got free tickets to Pelicans games all year, and I never use them.
Well, good thing you mentioned it now.
Yeah. So, heads up. I got those.
All right. Well.
All right. Good game. Has been fun.
It is. Yeah, it is a good game.
Gosh, baseball's the good game.
Maybe tomorrow we can the Louisville Sisterfuckers game.
Maybe tomorrow we'll go to Louisville Sisterfuckers right after I get done at Nacho Hippo in North Myrtle Beach with cornbread. Hey-o.
Oh, shameless plug.
Shameless
plug. If you guys don't want to go that far, make sure you go up to Mellow Mushroom Marl's Inlet for trivia. It's 7:30.
Yeah, giving you an extra half hour to get there. Do that instead. You're not going to learn anything by coming to see cornbread. You will learn something by going to trivia. Go to trivia. Do that. I just looked straight at the camera and said all that so that they know that I'm serious about coming to see you.
$2 Bud Lights all day, every day.
$2 Bud Lights all day and every day. And are you? Is there any competition going on, or is that all over with? I'm sure.
Currently, right now, soon.
Okay, so then no competition right now. But anyway, so this was the first.
There's always competition.
Oh yeah, of course.
You have more than one team. Hey, competition.
Yeah, bragging rights. Bragging rights is all that matters. So this is the first interview or call in that we've done with Discord. I'm pretty stoked about how the audio quality turned out. So definitely going to be doing a lot more of this. And yeah, so this is going to be the way that we're going to do that from now on.
Well, in that case, sir, you have a wonderful evening.
You have a wonderful evening too, sir. Always a pleasure to talk to you. I'll catch you on the flip side, homie.
Always a pleasure to talk to you. I'll catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Is there an echo in
All
here?
right. No, I couldn't think of anything original to say.
Yeah. Well, we'll give you
Catch you on the dip side.
hey-o. That's different enough. All right, later, homie.
Later, buddy. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, man. All right, so that was pretty fucking neat. Doing everything in Discord is great. I will definitely be doing that again. But anyway, that's all we got for you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. I know this was a long episode. That's totally fine. Me and Brother Seth get to talking about bullshit, and there you go. One thing leads to another. And obviously, this not being a sports episode, we tried to keep it as universal, I guess is the right word, as we could, so that it's not all about sports, but we get to have a little fun with it. So this is not going to count as a sports talk, but definitely very sporty, as I said in the beginning. But anyway, that's all I got for you. I'm going to get the F out of here and finally eat dinner. I haven't eaten a bite of anything all day. It is 1:53 a.m. Probably got about, 4 or 5 more hours before I will be hitting the sack, so to speak. So, yeah. What a day. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Love ya. Mean it. Peace, bitches. Hey, guys. How you living? Are you doing well? Good. Really glad to hear that. So in this episode, my buddy Seth Scolaro joined me, and we talked about the militarization of sports and all of the money that goes into that taxpayers pay for, that not a lot of fans are aware of, and just sort of bringing light to a situation. I will say that this is not a sports episode. This is not a sports talk, but it's definitely a shitload of sports that we talked about in this. And we didn't break down any current events in sports, but just mainly talking about, like, for instance, the demilitarization. And also there's a game that and militarization, not demilitarization. Sorry, I think I say that a lot backwards. I mean militarization when I'm saying that, not demilitarization. Anyway, Seth came up with a game in which we would name sports teams in states that do not have a professional sports team. And we had quite the fun with that, and got a pretty good bit of content out of that game, and it was a fun thing to do. So we did that, and we talked about The Departed and Leonardo DiCaprio at the end, a lot of random shit, and some Curb Your Enthusiasm, Seinfeld. But you're gonna find out about all that shortly, so I'm not gonna hold you back from that anymore. Didn't give you any things to watch and listen to. I would say that if you want to watch and want some suggestions, watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. Seth was just talking about it. Watch Seinfeld if you haven't. I talked about comedians in cars getting coffee. I will constantly suggest that be watched because it's fucking great. So yeah, do that. I'm still on the Doctor Who kick. So Doctor Who is a good thing to jump into as well. But I think I'm going to watch The Departed right now while I prepare whatever it is I have to. Ooh, I'm going to do chicken. And yeah, man, I just got super excited about what I'm about to prepare. Got a giant bag of spinach, some chicken. I'm going to do it all in a wok. I'm going to mix it all together, and it's going to be awesome. Maybe not a wok. Who knows? I need the room. Doesn't matter. I'm delirious. I need food. All right. So without further ado, here's episode number 52 of My Stuff, featuring Seth Scolaro. Is it 52? It might be 53. I don't know what number it is. It's just episode 50-something. I don't fucking know. The militarization of sports talk. Enjoy, folks. All right. Drag that out. Grab this. And bring it on in. Let's see how this worked out. Sports talk. Enjoy, folks. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen of the world, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we're going to state our case. Myself and brother Seth Scolaro.
Hey!
Hey! And you can hear...
Hoojins?
Hoojins, yeah. You can hear Seth clearly this time, which is pretty cool.
What are you talking about? We're in the same room. Why wouldn't you?
See, that's what I mean. We're in the same room. Why would... Damn, the audio quality is fucking crystal. I love that. All right, let me see where I'm going to put this in. Done with Discord. I'm...
Right now, soon.
Okay, so yeah, then no competition right now. But anyway... That'll be fine. And that... There's the end. What a day. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Love ya. Mean it. Peace, bitches. Perfect. Save. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Love ya. Mean it. We're about to...